understand he attempted a citizen arrest.
Several, yeah.
Brian Kidder, that is.
Yep.
And was there a threat received to what's her name, Rachel Notley?
I don't know if it was Notley. It was somebody else. I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, there was a threat received, and he tried to report it, but they basically shoved it off like it was a mental health thing and that there wasn't anything to be concerned.
Excuse me, say that again.
About.
How did the police report? How did the police react to that, please? Brian Kidder reported this
to the OPP
threat that he had received by phone.
By phone, yeah. The gentleman asked if he was able to perform an arrest on his behalf, and he told him no, because you have not been authorized to do so. And the gentleman made a statement about going to do so with a knife. So he informed the OPP of what they had been in.
That is, Brian Kidder informed the OPP?
Right, and the OPP basically said, oh, there's nothing to be worried about. And they're like, no, you should probably contact her security detail and inform them of this threat that we just received. And they said, oh, no, it's just a mental health issue, and downplayed it as though it wasn't a real concern. So they took it upon themselves to get a hold of her office and I believe some of her family members to try to spread the word along that there was...
so the OPP did take measures to...
No, that was Brian Kidder, and the gentleman accompanying him took measures.
Do you have the coordinates of the officer who was addressing
not myself.
that?
I wasn't there. I wasn't a part of it.
Okay.
Everything that I've seen was the videos that they published that day pertaining to the matter and direct discussions with them, which would be third-party hearsay. You know, I wasn't there. I don't have any first-hand personal experience or knowledge of the events as they
Wasn't
occurred.
it you who posted a video about that?
I did post a video, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I wasn't the one that filmed it.
Okay.
It was just a third-party posting.
Okay.
Just sharing the information out so people can be appraised of what's
I'm really so happy you're
happening.
explaining that to us, because it's convoluted the way it comes across. It's
Well,
hard to understand.
even the media is saying that he's encamped at the War Memorial and he hasn't spent a single night there.
Yeah.
So
Lots of false information.
He's not even part of the Canadian Revolution.
no. We've been there covering what he's doing because we've been informed and been made aware of the particulars of his case, and we know that it has the potential to not only help a lot of people but uncover corruption at every level in the government and show the complicity and the fact that our government is actually a criminal syndicate.
Yeah.
And that they subvert justice and don't even adhere to their own rules. And so we felt it was very important to be there to film these things, as he was not getting any media coverage. And we felt it was very important and something that needed to be documented.
Absolutely.
And covered. And as such, they're actually trying to draw connections between the two, saying that he is a part of the Canadian Revolution and that he's been staying at the encampment.
I was surprised to find out that there's actually the option of citizen arrests. I didn't even know that, and that is not being illustrated anywhere in the other media.
That's codified, right, in Martin's criminal code. Yeah.
So there is a legitimate foundation to attempt to make a citizen's arrest.
Yeah.
And there is large parts of the population and large parts of the medicinal profession now alleging the measures are overkill and outright fraud, because they're based on claims that prove not to be truthful upon further investigation.
Right.
So there should not really be any concern with the attempt to make a citizen arrest. However, there is little knowledge and there's little teaching about what is actually legitimate and in which cases such a situation would apply.
Right, and in this case, I mean, he is showcased, and by his actions and by the actions that were taken as a result of what he's done, it should be so clear to everybody. He even did a 20-minute interview with Global News the other day, and they never aired even a minute of it. The fact that he has been laying hands on individuals and has been arrested, put in the back of police cars, and then set free for what should be, if he didn't have the right to do it, it should be assault. What he did, laying his hands on people, attempting to make a citizen's arrest, if he has no merit to his case, then it should be assault, and he should have been charged for that. He was arrested and set free, which I think is should be a really big eye-opener, that they do not want his case to be brought forward, because if he was in fact arrested for assault, he could bring forward the particulars of his case as his defense to justify his actions on making the citizen's arrest. But that would open up the entire can of worms that would implicate the entire government for their crimes. And so that's something that they're avoiding at all costs. I believe that is also why the media is avoiding covering it at all costs, and why the ones that are covering it are simply attempting to paint it as harassment, assault, labeling it as racist connotations, and all these other things involved with it, right? So
Right.
Discrediting and misinformation.
When really it is gross incompetency on the part of the police to not even take this threat seriously and facilitate some kind of awareness, at least, on the other side.
Right.
So how's that being addressed?
I don't think it is being addressed, and that's the issue. That's why he's going to keep soldiering forward and attempting to make his arrests and trying to see if he can either get arrested or have the law enforcement do their job and honor the Criminal Code of Canada and his constitutional rights.